welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. All right. Well, let's see here. We have boats and beds and stuff and things and so on. So let's just break this doorway out of here. Get out of here. Let's see. No unpleasant critters about. Block that off. And that's the west. So let's just get right into a boat and get moving. All right, so here we are, once again on the Journey to the FarLands. Get out of my way, sheep, or I'll shoot you. Anyway, let's see. This is the morning of the 240th Minecraft day since departing from spawn. Traveled a good long ways here. And in the ongoing quest to raise money for Child's Play charity. The current goal for that donation drive is $6,346.45, and of which the current standing is that remembering when I started this, I was using a chip-in widget, and on the chip-in widget, $62.62 was raised, and since then, I had to switch because the chip-in thing died and went away, and I've been using the widget from Child's Play since then, and it has seen the raising of $103.50 for the total currently of $166.12 raised, which is 2.62% of the goal. And this is partly because there was recently another donation, which I appreciate and am thankful for. This donor asked a question, although they didn't give a name because that box doesn't give me anything but the donation amount and whatever question or comment they provide in the text box. And if you want to do that, that's great. And if you want a name attached to it, be sure to enter it into the text box, because it's the only information I'm going to get about it. But they did ask a question, one that I honestly didn't expect. So Anonymous asked, is there a Mrs. TFC? If not, describe your ideal woman. Well, no, there is not a Mrs. TFC. I was married, and December 30th of 2008, she died. Somewhat suddenly and unexpectedly, and yeah. And there has been no one since then. So let's see. My ideal woman? How would I describe my ideal woman? Well, let's see. She's a billionaire. Actually, probably not. But one can dream, can't one? Oh, crying out loud. Do it right. There we go. Actually, describing my ideal woman is a little easier for me because this lady has been showing up in my dreams for many, many years. I haven't got a clue who she is. So let me make that perfectly clear. I have no idea who this person is. But she's been showing up in my dreams quite consistently since I was in the neighborhood of 10 years old or so. And I realize that this sounds a little unusual. And perhaps it is. I don't honestly know. How many people have dreamed about someone that they later eventually met and had something serious and cool with? I don't know. You dream about somebody for years, and then you meet someone and you realize, hey, this is the person I've been dreaming about. I don't know. I'm kind of doing that the other way around. I've been dreaming about this person for the larger part of 40 years, a little over 40 years, 45 years even. And, yeah. I just know that at some point, this person will come along, and that will be an awesome thing. But to describe this ideal person, I don't actually know anything real world about this person. I know that she is younger than I am, and I would put her probably in the neighborhood of 25 to 30. She is, well, to put it in an objective sense, she is a very reasonably attractive person. This is to say that she's not necessarily like a supermodel or something like that, but she is, in my opinion, quite attractive. She doesn't have kids. And at the moment, at least, she doesn't have any plans to have kids. This may possibly change over time, but initially, that's what it is. She is interested in a lot of the same things that I am. She is one of those, from what I understand, comparatively rare individuals that would be supportive of and understanding of the whole making YouTube videos thing. And that would be great. Because as I understand it, not a whole lot of relationships can survive the driving YouTube thing. The incessant drive to make YouTube videos and whatnot. Because either the YouTube thing will end up going by the wayside in favor of the relationship, or the relationship will die in favor of YouTube. And that's what I have observed, at least, over the years, when I've seen people talking about YouTube and their relationships and how the one has affected the other and so on. And yeah, that seems to be the way that goes. But this person's physical attributes, aside from saying that she's what I would consider reasonably very attractive, I haven't got a clue. But she's been showing up in dreams ever since I was about 10. And those dreams have been kind of an episode nature. What happens in one dream, you go to the next dream anywhere from one day to years later. It doesn't matter how long it goes between dreams. The story picks up right where it left off. And I've always thought that was extremely cool, to dream in episode format. And I'm always awaiting when the next episode happens, because, quite frankly, it's a whole lot more interesting than real life. It really is. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, really. There's not really a whole lot more that I can say about this person. Perhaps when I one day meet her in real life, that would be different. But pretty much that's what I've got for the answer to that question. I hope that was sufficient because, like I said, really that's all I've got. Anyway, enough about that, I think, because if I dwell too much upon that, I will focus too much on the fact that I have been quite alone for quite a long number of years. I mean, there's the time since my wife died, and so on. And then there's a lot of years before that. In which there really has not been anyone. Anyhow, moving onward, with the recent donation that brought us to $166 and 12 cents, which is 2.62%, the status of the Child's Play charity fundraising is that we only need 3,091 $2 donations to reach the fundraising goal. How about that? That's cool. 3,091 donations of $2 will do it. And then that can be the cause of a celebratory live stream in which I press F3 at the end of it to find out how far I've come. How many blocks I have traveled since beginning this journey. And I would really like to know very much. And I know that there are some viewers that would also like to know. So let's make this happen. We can do this, raise funds for a worthy cause at the same time, and let's just see how far I've gone since I started this thing. I think I've gone far enough for it to be considered a serious effort. I would love to know for sure. I mean, there's all kinds of ways that you can estimate it, and guess it, and use various maths to figure it out, or figure out an estimation or an approximation of how far you think that I may have gone since I started. Like, for example, the fact that I know that as of the beginning of this video, I had traveled for 239 Minecraft days. That's a important bit of data right there. Knowing how many Minecraft days I have traveled, then all you have to do is multiply that times what you think a person can travel in Minecraft in one day. I honestly don't know. I have meant to. This is one of those I meant to do it but never did kind of things. And I have always meant to actually sit down and figure out how far can a person travel in Minecraft in one Minecraft day. And, you know, what would be the best way to figure that out? To create a new world and probably do something like create a new world and then record your coordinates and then walk for a day and record your coordinates and walk for another day and record your coordinates and like do that for a while and then eventually come up with a good average number for how far you walk in a Minecraft day. And then oh boy. And then it's just multiply the number of days by the average number of blocks traveled per day. And you probably come up with something close, I think. Of course, that doesn't take into account terrain issues. Like, for example, having to climb over this mountain and then climb down from it. Because most of the travel in this particular situation is up and then down, with very little actual forward progress. So, I don't know. I think it might be a reasonable estimation, though. But I've never managed to come up with a number for approximately how far a character can walk in Minecraft from the time you wake up in the morning to the time that you sleep through the night. So I don't know. I think you might come close with something like that. But like I said, I've never come up with a baseline number to use. And I keep meaning to, but I've never gotten around to doing it. Isn't that a mess? In any event, so that's there. We've made a little bit more progress towards the goal. And yes, I admit, it is totally very slow going. That this effort will go sometimes many episodes without an additional donation to make it further along the way. And that's all right. That's not going to stop the journey. The journey will continue. Because it's not about how fast you get there. It's about the journey of going there. And having a cool time along the way, which this winter biome will ensure that we're going to have a cool time. How about that? I couldn't have planned that better. All right, let's see, 47 and 42. Okay, I'm doing okay on wood and wool. I should probably put that down there just to make sure that it's available if I happen to run across some sheep. And I know I've gone right by a number of them so far today, but that's all right. So, the new year. As Minecraft commented when I first started up today, Happy New Year to everyone. Happy 2017. 2017. That's amazing. That we're actually that far along. Whoops. We're that far along, and yeah, it's amazing. It is, because when I was a kid, the date started with 1960 or 1970, you know? And here it is, 2017. Well, then of course there comes the question of New Year's resolutions. I don't like New Year's resolutions. Not generally speaking, because they seem to be the kind of thing that it's like people say it, well, I'm going to do this and this and that. And there's all these things people say they're going to do. And in most cases, it never happens. And so what I'm going to do this year is just simply express some goals. Some things that I would like to see happen. And, you know, and if they do, great, fantastic. That means a goal met. And if they don't, well, then perhaps next time. And I will still keep trying to achieve those things. I have separated my goals for 2017 into two groups, short-term and long-term. In the short term, I want to arrange to be able to purchase some propane to refuel my furnace and avoid having to spend the winter of 2017 in the cold, as I have done on several years past. And I don't know how close I am. I think I might, sometime within the first couple of weeks of January, I might be able to do something about that. It looks like it at the moment, at least. Whether or not it's going to stay like that, I don't know. But, yeah, I am certainly going to give it an effort. Because if you've ever lived through the winter with no heat, you know how much fun that isn't. And so, that's my number one, short-term goal is to do the propane thing. But there is other goals as well. Like, for example, the power steering on my car went out recently. And one of my short-term goals is to find a way to get that taken care of. Because driving a car that is meant to have power steering, when the power steering doesn't work, that is very difficult to do. Because a car is made to rely on power steering, and instead all you've got is muscle power. Add to that the fact that my left arm has been broken since 1999, and that makes it so much more fun to try to do that. But on the other hand, I don't really have a choice. I live in a rural area. There is no public transit or any kind. You know, there's no city buses or anything like that. And living in a rural area, going anywhere, even to the store, just to the grocery store to pick up a few things to eat for a few days, that's a 10-mile trip. 10 miles out, 10 miles back. There is no option other than to get in the car and drive out there. And so I keep working on that. I have another short-term goal, and that is to get a new pair of glasses. The glasses that I have now is a pair that I got, I'm thinking 4 years ago. And I know my eyesight has changed since then quite a bit. To the point where there's a lot of times when I won't even bother wearing the glasses other than to drive, because my driver's license has that thing where you have to have corrective lenses and so on. But a lot of the time at home, like for example right now in front of the computer, I'm not wearing them, because in order for them to do any good, I have to have my head tilted back and be using the bifocal portion. The part of the glasses that is meant for use up close is what I have to use all the time. And that means having your head cocked back and looking through the bottom of the glasses. And it doesn't take long to develop a really wicked crick in the neck. I tell you, that gets to be very much a case of, well, no, I'm done wearing those. As much as I can get away without wearing them. What do we got here? Oh, okay. So, that's pretty much that. Let's see, some of my long-term goals, things that I know could take a larger part of the year, and might easily take a lot longer than a year. The number one of those is to get my weight down to 175 pounds. That is my ultimate long-term goal weight. When I get there, I know I will have arrived. and be back at a weight that I haven't been at since my early 20s. And I anticipate really feeling good then, because right now I am at 283 pounds as of the last time I was on a scale, about sometime in the last week. I don't remember exactly. And I figured, in my quest to lose weight, I lost 100 pounds once. I can lose 100 pounds again. If I can do it once, I can do it again. So I figure, why not? Alright, in the meantime, let's get some more boats put together. And continue onward to the FarLands. Okay, well, let's see. Another long-term goal. And I've had this goal for actually a number of years already. But this goal, updated for 2017, is I wish to play in the 2017 World Series of Poker main event. Now, this event takes place in July, and it is the biggest, most important poker game in the world. This is a game that the buy-in is $10,000. Just being able to do the buy-in is going to be a major feat. And I'm working on that. And we'll see. I know I've said for several years now that I've wanted to play in the main event. And so far have not even come close to being able to attend, never mind play it. But I still hold out that hope that it will happen, and that awesomeness will ensue from that. And I'm going to continue trying to be able to do that this year, as I have in many years past, because, hey, a person could come up with quite a tidy bonus just simply by being one of the people who cash in that event. Just to place in the money, to simply be one of the people that win, can set you up with a $15,000 or $20,000 payday. Just that, all by itself. And of course, if one was to actually win first place in the main event, well, then we're talking several $1 million. And that would be awesome. Even allowing for the fact that taxes and whatnot would eat probably almost half of it before you even left the casino, it would still be one heck of a payday. That would be awesome. I would love to win that. For two reasons. There is the obvious never have financial problems again for the rest of my life thing that goes with winning huge sums of money like that. And there is also the fact that to win the main event means that for that point in time, you are recognized as the best poker player on the planet. because you go up against the best poker players on the planet in that event. And, yeah, I would love to play in that event. Whether I won or not, okay, I'm not going to lie and say it wouldn't matter. It does matter. But even if I didn't, it would still be an awesome event to be in. It would be an amazingly awesome thing to be a part of, and I want to be in that. And one of these years, I will achieve it. Absolutely, that's going to happen. It may not be 2017 or even 2018 or what, I don't know. But it's going to happen at least once in the undefined future. Let's see. Other long-term goals for this year. And I don't know if I'm going to get to all of these because it's getting towards the end of the third day here. But anyway, other long-term goals for this year is that I would like to see the gaming channel, TinFoilChef's gaming channel, linked in the description, of course. I would like to see that channel reach 50,000 subscribers. I think that's possible. Let's see. I think it's also possible I need to start doing the overnight hidey hole thing. But, yeah, I would like to see that happen. I think that it can happen. It's just a matter of continuing to make videos, try to make the best things that I can. And let's see, let's get some light in here. And throw down a bed. Block the doorway. Let's make up some more beds for the next time. And throw that out. Get this thing collected. And this is the part where I say I thank everybody for watching and for donating to Child's Play charity. And if you went to TinFoilChef.com, you could donate to Child Play charity, and that would be awesome. You can also, at that point, when doing so, there's that text box when you're doing the donation that you can enter in a question or comment or whatever, and I will address that in an upcoming video, and so on. So, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.